Let's move on the show and review some of the numbers, beginning with the stock market. The Nigerian bourse remained largely bearish as the twin market performance measures, NSE All-Share Index and market capitalization, week-on-week shed 335 basis points each to 36,920.56 points and 12.73 trillion naira respectively. And on a year-to-date basis, the NSE All-Share Index and market capitalization increased by 3,738 basis points and 3,762 basis points respectively. On the sectoral front, the NSE Banking Index, the NSE Insurance Index, NSE Consumer Goods Index, and the NSE Oil and Gas Index, as well as industrial, increased by appreciable margins. Let's go over to the fixed income markets. In the just concluded week, prices of federal government bonds traded at the OTC segments moved in mixed directions. The 20-year 10% federal government July 2030 paper and the 10-year 16.39% FGN January 2022 debt appreciated week on week by 44 kobo and 6 kobo respectively. Corresponding yield rose to 16.47% from 16.35% and 16.38% from 16.36%. However, the week-on-week 7-year 16% federal government June 2019 and 5-year 14.50% federal government July 2021 also appreciated 14 kobo and 42 kobo each. If you take a look at the 10-year 6.38% July 12, 2023 paper and 5-year 5.13% July 2018, this appreciated by 80 cents and fell to 5.53%, as well as 20 cents and fell to 3.58% respectively. Looking at the FMGQ numbers of yesterday, the 2024 March 2036 paper, as well as February 2020 and June 2019 were the major numbers that attracted investors. A total of 126 deals were carried out on the bond side, while the value is put at 16.47.5. And T-bills numbers also, the October 2017, 12th of October and 15th of February, as well as the 15th of March 2018 papers, seeing more transactions on the markets. Now, this week saw the historic launch of data, dubbed Statistical Bulletin, in the Nigerian capital market, and that was at the second Capital Markets Committee meeting, which held in Lagos. Data champion Jide Ogunsanwo was the chief launcher. I had a chat with him on why he describes the initiative as combating fake news in the markets.
Clearly, we're at war in the country, and I'm not talking about, like I said, I'm not talking about a bloody war. We've seen a war of some that will talk about the old generation and the new generation, and all sort of wars. We're not going to talk about politics right now, but this SEC bulletin is a war on what I say, on a war on truth. It allows us to clearly fight the fake news using real news. And so, by providing information, we can easily fight, or we can more easily fight, this war on truth. And there are two types of information. There's a qualitative information and there's a quantitative information. The SEC bulletin uses quantitative information to fight this war on truth. So it's a wealth of information that provides the truth as to the state of the capital markets in Nigeria. It provides a lot of historical information that allows us to know where we're coming from, and then allows you and I, and especially domestic retail investors, and especially foreign potential investors, to understand the depth and the opportunities within the Nigerian capital markets.
So let's look at the fact that in the country at the moment, we all know what the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, has been doing, the role they've been playing in terms of making data available to the public across different sectors of the economy ever since the NBS GDP of the country was actually rebased. How does this statistical bulletin of the SEC differ from what NBS provides?
So the NBS provides a lot of information on the macroeconomy. So when we talk about GDP, the gross domestic product, which is one of the measures we use to determine the size of the economy, and especially some other top-level macroeconomic information, the NBS does lots of focus groups to provide us with that information. This time around, the SEC is providing information regarding to the activities of the capital markets. That is a lot of information as to...
It's still Capital Market live on Channels Television. Welcome back to the program. Weighing on Twitter, just in case you have some thoughts on some of those clips that we've played back for you and the analysis that we've had. Our handles are at Channels TV and at CTV. Tempili, that's my personal handle. Segments with the African market, some other markets offshore, and data shows that the EGX30, which is the Egyptian market, was the only one that went southward by 2.55% this week, closing at 13,119.44. The NSE All-Share in the Index in Kenya, that represents the Nairobi Stock Exchange, appreciated by 0.12%, while the Johannesburg All-Share Index also closed northward by 0.24%, ending the week at 55,000, a psychological line. The Ghana Stock Exchange defied the suspension by the regulators on certain banks in that climb, ending the week at 2,274.41, and that's 0.60% upwards.